Yo, what's up, guys? Lightning Me here with another prediction for the fight card in Jacksonville, Florida. We got 14 fights on the card, so we gotta make it quick. Um, let's go with the first fight on the card: Cody Brundage against Cedric Dumas. I got Cedric Dumas by first round knockout. We know the last fight against Josh Fremd wasn't the best look from him, but I still believe in him. I have high hopes on him. So first round knockout against Cody Brundage, who's also a good fighter, but he can lose some. First round knockout by Cedric Dumas. Next up on the card is Tatsuro Taira against Clayton Rodriguez. I got, of course, the favorite Tatsuro Taira, submission in the third round. I believe this guy is very talented. A little bit more distant management in the offensive, and we got a really good prospect who can definitely fight for the title in the future. Clayton Rodriguez, a good fighter too, but he lost a split decision against CG Vergara. I mean, Vergara is also a good fighter in the flyweight division, but he shouldn't lose to him. If he wants to win against Tyra, he need to be more confident and have at least some knockout power against him. But Tatsuro Taira has really a good chin, and on the ground he's special. So yeah, Tatsuro Taira submission in the third round. Next on the card is Jamal Emmers against Jack Jenkins. With Emmers, it's tough. It's tough. He's a one and go, but Jack Jenkins, he didn't look that good. He won against Don Shanius, I believe, decision. I mean, Jamal Emmers in his last fight won against Hussein Ashabov, who was 23-0, big prospect from the now he fights for the Middle East in UAE. I mean, he got a little bit too confident. I believe he underestimated Jamal Emmers, who had some tough fights in the UFC, and I believe 20-28 for Jamal Emmers should have it. Trevor Peak against Josh Mariscal, probably the debut of Jose. So I got Trevor Peak by first round knockout. I mean, I love this guy. We all love to watch him. He has some good hands, but the only problem I see with him is he rushes too much. He rushes too much. So maybe in this fight he can be a little bit more controlled and knock him out in the end of the first round. Next up on the card is Zhalgas Zhumagulov against Joshua Wan. I got Joshua Wan by a second round TKO. I mean, look, man, Zhumagulov has 6 fights in the UFC and lost 5 of them. I mean, that's tough. That's tough. His one win was a good submission, standing agility, something. But man, Joshua Wan has 5 knockouts from 7 wins, and he has some hands, man. He's young, he's a good prospect, he's very fast, which I saw in his last fight. So maybe he can catch him. I believe in the second round he will catch him. Zhumagulov fights now his life out. I mean, this is probably his last fight. He should have been cut, but this is definitely his last fight. So next on the card is Tabefa Ricci against Gillian Robertson. I got Gillian by third round submission. I mean, Tabefa never got submitted. That's the first time, which I believe. And Gillian won her last fight also by submission in the second round. I believe this is now the third round because Tabefa will be a little bit more tough and defend it. In the first and second round, the fight will probably be much more on the ground. And yeah, in the third round, she will probably give up. Next on the card is Mateusz Rebecki against Loic Rajabov. Also Tajik fighter, they have a huge fan base in Tajikistan, and it's amazing to see how people support them. I believe this will be a little bit more pressure on him, so he will definitely not give up. But his guessing shouldn't be that much, because if you're nervous, the pressure go with you, and you will lose the energy a little bit more. But I believe against Mateusz it will be enough, because his only win in the UFC was against Nick Fiore, which I believe every human on the world can win against him. That's the new CM Punk. I mean, I watched his last fight against Chase Hooper. Man, I'm sorry to say this, all respect to every fighter who fights in the UFC, and also who's a pro MMA fighter. It's tough to go in the cage, but man, this is not his sport, bro. This is not his sport. The probably fake rumors like he got beat up by his team, they spit on him, kicked out of the gym. Nick Fiore, man, you're not the man. So a win against him is not that big, and also a decision win. Nah, man, come on, man. So Loic by decision. Let's go by decision. 29-28 even. Maybe the first round will go. No, the last round will go for Mateus because of the gas tank. But first rounds, I believe Loic will try to take him down, go against the fence with a clinch, and probably win by a sloppy decision. It will be that of an interesting fight for the fans. And next fight for the card is Randy Brown against Wellington Turman. Why is that fight on the prelim? Because Randy Brown is a good fighter, man. Yes, he lost to GDM. Probably everybody in the welterweight division can lose to GDM. That's how good Jack Della Maddalena is. His hands, man, his knockout power, and also we saw his submission. So even if you get knocked down by him, he can submit you. So he's very dangerous. Before that, he won 4 fights in a row, and Wellington Turman, he's also one and go. He can win some, lose some. This is probably a fight which will he lose. Maybe he get knocked down in the fight 1 or 2 times. So 30-27 for Randy Brown. It should be a good one. Distance management. Randy Brown is long and tall. Jab him out, circle around the cage. Like Neil Magny against Philip Rowe. I believe Neil Magny also, because of his height, he can have the jabs, the clinch against the fence. We know how Neil Magny fights. Very not exciting, but Philip Rowe, 3 fights in a row, TKO. He finished all 3 guys, so he has some hands. Neil Magny is not that motivated anymore. We saw his fights. This is it for him. I believe after this fight, he's on the downfall. Not even a gatekeeper anymore. Philip Rowe by 3rd round TKO. This will be it, Now the main card, Brandon Allen against Bruno Silva. I got Bruno Silva by 1st round knockout. Brandon Allen, I liked him, especially when he was on a good win streak. But he got knocked out by Pillow Hands Sean Strickland, and also by another guy. I forgot it, but his chin is not that best. And against a guy who has 20 knockouts on his resume with 23 fights. So from 23 fights, 20 knockouts. This is crazy, man. I can't understand how in the last fight people said Bruno Silva can lose that fight. Nah, man. We need to go with Bruno Silva. 1st round knockout. I believe it probably an uppercut or something. So next on the card is David Onama against Gabriel Santos. I got David Onama by decision. I was going with the 3rd round TKO, maybe over 2nd round, but Gabriel Santos has a chin. He has a chin. He showed it in his last fight against Lauren Murphy, and he also eats some good body shots. So yeah, I believe David Onama will knock him down, probably 1 or 2 times in the fight, and Gabriel will give it all. I also like him as a fighter because he's trying to win the fight. He has the will. But David Onama is just a better fighter. We saw his last fight against Nate Landwehr. He gassed out. If he didn't gas out, he should win the fight easy. I believe this time he will work more on the gas thing and win the fight 30-27. Next on the card is Austin Lane against Justin Tafa. I was going with Justin, the Tafa brothers. But I believe this is the next time Tafa will lose, like his brother against Mohamed Usman. So Austin Lane has also probably 10 knockouts, or 11 wins and 10 knockouts, something like that, man. So he has some hands like Justin Tafa, 6 wins, 6 knockouts. But the thing is, Justin Tafa lost against Jared Bandera, for example. And if you fight against a guy like Austin Lane, you can get knocked out. So I believe it will be traded by both guys, swinging. We know the heavyweights. And the first guy who will go down is Justin Tafa. So it won't be like Austin Lane is the better fighter, but with his reach, he's also tall and big. He will just catch him from the outside. Justin Tafa will rush in and get caught. So the co-main event, very exciting one for probably nobody. Amanda Ribas against Macy Barber. Look, man, if Macy Barber wins 1 round, she won the fight because we know the scorecards will always go for her, the judges. So, we all got angry about that. So Amanda Ribas should also know this, like we all knew it, and she'll go fully in 100% and try to win the fight every round. So I believe a 30-27 she'll go for Ribas, because if it's a 29-28, Macy Bauer will win the fight. So Amanda Ribas should try to win, and she's also the better fighter, which I believe. And she will try to be better on the ground, in the grappling, stand-up wise. It will be tough still. Macy Bauer can fight at least, and in the women's division, but Amanda Ribas should be the better fighter. So now the main event, Josh Emmett against Ilia Topuria. Look, man, Ilia Topuria is exciting. He's every fight of him, is just a highlight. It's a bomb. So we should watch that definitely. Josh Emmett, he has some good knockouts, but sometimes it's just not enough. It's not enough against Dan Ige, for example. Calvin Kattar also eats some good shots, and in his last fight, it was Yair Rodriguez. To be honest, look, man, we can't take it too much because I believe Yair Rodriguez is probably right now the best featherweight. We all know about Volkanovski, but I believe right now it's Yair Rodriguez. When I watched his last fight, just a little bit work on something. Everybody of us can work for something, better to be better. But in general, he's probably the best featherweight right now. He has everything. And Josh Emmett, before that, he had a very good streak, probably like 8 or something, 7 or 8 fight win streak. So he knows how to win fights. Now we have a 5 round against Ilia Topuria, probably the first time Ilia Topuria fights a 5 round. He can get chinned, we saw it against Jay Herbert. And if a guy like Josh Emmett caught you with a good hook, you can go down. And I believe I never saw really Josh Emmett. Yes, he ate some good shots. Don't get me wrong, but if a guy like Kevin Kattar can get you knocked out, also Dan Ige, who also has some good hands, why Ilia Topuria? Yes, he has some great power in his hands. I know that, but if they both trade, probably Emmett with his experience and also a good chin will knock him out. And so the third round, a knockout by Josh Emmett. I know it's the big underdog again, but that's how it is.